Welcome to Nursing 573. It's our first mini of the summer. Because the summer is a shortened session, it's going to be 6 weeks. It is going to go quickly because this is a 4 credit hour course instead of a 3 credit hour. On top of that, we have Blackboard Ultra, and we have no option but to have changed to Blackboard Option because that is the new contract that the university has with Blackboard. And so you're going to see things very differently, but hopefully it's more user-friendly, and after a little bit of time, I think it's going to become quite easy to use. I would say your first main important notice is that you're going to bounce back and forth between announcements and content. Yes, your graded book is up here and discussions, but typically when you get on, why don't you go right to announcements, and you can see there's a new announcement ready for you here, and you just click on. It opens and you can click off when you're done reading. Discussion boards will show on discussion on this tab as well as within the links. So the main way you're going to go about things on Blackboard Ultra is through content. Anything that is open to you will be viewable. So when we start, you're going to see that there's a welcome, very short little read, and then important information that you're going to want to look at is located in this folder. It's going to remain open all the way through. So it's going to be my faculty information, the syllabus and your syllabus sign-off, course calendar, information on your textbook, the writing center, and library access. So if you click on Start Here, you will see you're going to have drop-down boxes show up. So to get to the syllabus, you're going to go right there. You can either click on here or actually download it. So the same for a PDF or a document. When you're done there, you can click off. And you can see all the information for important information is still showing. The calendar, when things are due, textbook information, and we will be using an ebook from our Mercyhurst library, and we'll go over that information in a minute. If you need assistance on any of the writing activities, there is a writing center that you can access any semester, but for the summer you can, and for all both the fall and the spring as well, you can always access the writing center and do everything online. Submission, get feedback from the writing center, etc. So I put the information here along with the Mercyhurst University Library. Once you go through all of these, you probably just want to click back on this box, and you can see it opens, and then it keeps all of the information together. The next thing is going to be our Unit 1, which we're going to look at in a minute. And then you're going to see that there's also a practicum requirement for this course. This is how we get from 3 credits of the course with learning units to 4 credits with practicum modules. And within practicum module 1, which is open to you, you can expect to spend 5 hours in completing. And all the information you're going to need, including a video about practicum modules, is included within. Now, when you complete practicum module 1, practicum module 2 will show, so that you can go through the 5 practicum modules within this course. I ask that you try to do practicum module 1 as soon as you possibly can get to it. Hopefully this first week, but if not, as soon as you possibly can, because that will help you identify what you're really doing in this class as far as the practicum. There are directions, practicum directions, that give you a little bit more information, and there are going to be 5 separate writing journals. You're going to answer specific questions. So they're not really like a journal as most people think. They're more like a written assignment. It asks you some questions about your practicum and you answer. So every single one of the modules will have a document that you can complete and then you will submit. This document here is all of the questions that you'll be asked throughout the 5 practicum modules. But each one, when you open one, you're going to see it's just the questions for module 1. When you open 2, it'll be just the modules for for module 2. So it will be more self-explanatory as you go through and read the instructions. I'm trying to move along quick. So that's the practicum directions and module 1. Again, when you complete module 1 and I see that it's done and I go to grade it as complete or incomplete, as soon as I grade it as complete, it will show the next module. If there's any delay in me doing that and you want to move right along, just text me or email me and I'll make sure that you can move right on to the next one. So let's go back to now, because it's a 4 credit hour course, there are 3 credit hours associated with your learning units. So just like all your other courses, you have learning units every week. And then in addition, to make it 4 credits, you will be doing your practicum modules. Practicum modules are really application of what you're learning, both in the modules and within this course, as you go forward with developing a patient safety initiative or a workforce safety initiative or a workforce well-being initiative. And we're going to see how all 3 of those are interrelated. So let's look at Unit 1, and that's medical errors and adverse events. And we need to know about those as we introduce ourselves to patient safety and quality improvement initiatives. So you click on the box and then you're going to see the items that are found within this folder. So Unit 1, there is a description. And it's going to include what we usually include by the end of this learning unit, what you'll be able to do, and specifics for what learning activities you will have completed. So then there's going to be 2 videos. The first one is this one that you're watching. The second will be a little bit more information about our clinical practicum and this course. And no, let me rephrase that. The second video will be more information on your readings, really diving into adverse events, and you're going to need that information to complete your discussion board. So here is the textbook readings as far as you're going to read chapters 1 through 3 from the book Understanding Patient Safety. It is the 3rd edition. It is the most recent edition, but it's getting outdated, but it is an excellent book, so I have kept it. So you're going to access that through the library's database. I want you to try to do this because for this class, I do have PDFs of those 3 chapters, just in case you're having any problems. But otherwise, it's really simple. You're going to go to the Mercyhurst University Library page, and I wasn't able to make this a link, but you can just go to the library, or you can just Google Mercyhurst University Library. At the very top of the tool tab, once you get onto the library page, you're going to see a word Find. Click there. Next, click eBooks. And then Access Medicine. That'll be the database for this book. Once you get through to Access Medicine, just put in your search, Understanding Patient Safety. If you put the 3rd edition, that will come up as number 1. Otherwise, it might be 2 or 3. And then you can you can get all of your readings by going on the same way. Again, if you're having any tech problems, it's real easy to get into the library because the library web page, because it's just your same Mercyhurst email and password. But if you're having any problems for this first week, these readings are essential. So I would make sure that you can access these readings. They're right here in PDF format. Then there's going to be a website from What is QI? And this is through the Institute of Healthcare Improvement, where we're going to be going many times during the semester because they have wonderful tools that are going to help us with our patient safety initiative. So you're going to be looking especially at the information on the PDSA cycle. But it's not a lot to read. It is a web page. You know that by this. The next one is, again, the IHI about how patient safety, workforce safety, and workforce well-being are all interrelated. And so I'm going to click on this for a minute just to show you what I want you to do. So IHI, patient safety, gives you a little bit of information. What I want you to do is, when you're done reading this information and looking to see if any of the tools are going to be helpful for you, as far as resource and tools for patient safety, initiatives, this information might be really helpful to you. You may want to wait a little bit and come back to this, but you can just read this short information and then you can click on workforce safety and then click on workforce well-being. I just want to assure that you're looking at all three and how they interrelate. So let's take a second and to continue all these websites, when you open them up, they open up in a new window. So I just had to make sure I could click off and get back on to the site. So I took a few second pause. So then there's two articles. You can tell they're articles by this little image here, leading to zero, the journey to high reliability, and then zero harm in healthcare. The leading to zero, journey to high reliability. I'm sorry, it isn't. It is a video. And let's just get back. And then zero harm in healthcare. This is what I was meant to click on. And this is a document that's like about 20 some pages. Only read 1 to 7. We'll come back to this article and finish it out later in this course. But for right now, I want you to read pages 1 through 7. And then for the discussion board, you can read the information that's included, but there's your discussion board. And so that's it. You can see the box really ends here for this information. It's all part of Unit 1. I closed it up and now we can see again the starting information, Unit 1, practicum directions, and then practicum module number 1. And I know it's going to take a little bit. It's taken me a little bit to get used to this new format, but it is what we need to work with, and it's supposed to be better and more user-friendly. So I hope you find that to be the case. Don't forget announcements, because otherwise they're not going to automatically show. And your meat and potatoes, what you're doing is your content. Again, this is how you access your grade book. And for instance, the discussion board, you could have accessed it this way or in the class. If I access it this way, you're going to see that you're going to have your response within this box, and that's going to be your post. And then you'll be able to reply when you are viewing another student's post. So have a good week. Don't hesitate to call if you have any questions, and do your very best to do practicum module number 1 within this week if it's at all possible for you. Thanks.